Fresh off his recent re-election victory, U.S. President Barack Obama is touring the Asia-Pacific region in one of the last foreign excursions of his first term. Now, among the highlights of this particular trip is a landmark journey to Myanmar. Now, the second of three countries he is visiting after Thailand and ahead of Cambodia, the chief executive held meetings with his counterpart Thein Sein and opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi. Obama said that he's extending the hand of friendship during his jaunt, but the exact meaning of that phrase is generating a bit of debate around the continent. Now, history has been made with the sitting American president touching down in the nation formerly known as Burma for the first time ever. But the majority of observers wonder what the future holds. Why the sudden interest in the long-shunned area? And what do this week's event mean as far as relations with China are concerned? Now, internet users will love to know, and they had some thoughts about it as well. Here's what they had to say.
Well, in my opinion, the Asia-Pacific region is more important for China since this involves the basic security of China. I think Obama shouldn't have gotten the Nobel Peace Prize. Currently, the Israeli-Palestinian tension is extremely intense. I think he should pay more attention to maintaining peace there rather than paying so much attention to the Asia-Pacific region. You see, the U.S. always finds excuses. Why don't they just tell everyone what they want? In my view, these countries Obama is going to visit might provide a new platform for the U.S. to come back to the Asia-Pacific region. Now that Myanmar is changing, I think the key point for China is to remodel its influence in the Asia-Pacific region. I really hope the new top leaders can bring Chinese diplomacy to a higher level in the next 5 years.
Thein Sein thinks himself a reformer, and his government freed Aung San Suu Kyi from nearly 2 decades of house arrest just over 2 years ago as part of an effort to show that the policies of the past are being phased out and to declare that the administration will work with both supporters and critics. A veteran army officer, he was appointed prime minister by Myanmar's military in 2007 and rose to president in early 2011. Just months after his side won the most seats in the country's watershed parliamentary vote. Now, much of the global attention early in his reign focused on the potentially explosive dynamic between the nation's head and its most prominent figure. Thein Sein and Aung San Suu Kyi finally held a high-profile meeting on August 19th. The event helped burnish his credentials as a moderate and draw lots of attention from political and business interests around the world. Now, several controversies remain, however, including past support for domestic measures labeling the Rohingya ethnic group as non-human beings and making it a crime for citizens to even admit their existence, according to various rights groups. Thein Sein also reshuffled his cabinet this past summer, replacing some members considered to be hardliners with appointees who seem to share his vision for the future. Now, he was reconfirmed as the boss of his Union Solidarity and Development Party last month, even though the Constitution states if the president or the vice presidents are members of a political party, they shall not take part in its party activities during their term of office from the day of their election. Now, many respondents have pretty high hopes for Myanmar, and here's what they want to share.
So after blocking Myanmar for so many years, now Obama wants to use it to constrict China? Well, I can understand Aung San Suu Kyi's decision of getting America's help since her own power is limited, but won't this decision cause trouble since inviting America is like inviting a wolf into your house? I think the main reason Obama would choose to visit the Asia-Pacific region after winning the election is to get more support from the swing states. And besides this, of course, Myanmar is consistent with the American concept of democracy, and coupled with the military value behind the visit, I can totally understand Obama's current decision. It seems that after being re-elected, Obama just can't wait to make trouble. But thinking about the whole thing, after doing this, the U.S. could contain China. The U.S. might promote its arms sales in the Asia-Pacific region, and at the same time, the U.S. might also possibly set up some new economic colonialism there with the aim of bringing about an economic recovery. Well, I think we might feel worried about this visit since I believe the U.S. only wants to show a new successful model of its democracy in the Asia-Pacific region. It's more of a political significance rather than economic or military significance. And for the people of Burma, of course, they just opened the door. Everything outside is exciting and fresh. And it seems that the U.S. is also giving off a very friendly image. But do they have a dagger hiding up their sleeve? Let's wait and see.
Burma was actually the first non-communist country to recognize the People's Republic of China in 1949. The two nations established formal diplomatic relations the next year. A treaty of friendship and mutual non-aggression was drawn up in 1954. And after decades of neutrality, with occasional spikes in tension, the two sides became tighter in the early 1990s, after the Army's strict hand in Myanmar pushed away much of the world. Now, bilateral trade now exceeds $1.4 million per year, and Beijing has supplied Yangon with lots of military hardware and humanitarian aid over the last quarter century. Now, the country has also been working to improve its strategic and commercial relations with India. Now, the nation's future hinges on how many reforms Thein Sein and the opposition in parliament can carry out, as well as how fast they can take hold.